Welcome back to Indy OnlyFans Sports Podcast. And as you can tell, Cousin Barry's in the house tonight.
Yeah.
It's Cousins Night.
Yeah. And of
You guys
course,
keeping up on your righteous gemstones?
I
yet.
am not caught up, but I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah,
I have
it's-
to. I'm too deep.
It-
No,
it-
I'm 3 deep. Baby Billy is back.
Oh, okay.
Has there been a Cousins Night yet?
Cousins Night, yeah, that's
I have
right.
seen the Cousin Night.
Oh
It is
yeah,
that
episode
show's
3
so
is
good.
it's Cousins Night. So yeah, the cousins in the house: Barry, brother Jameson,
Hello.
and me, Daniel. Tonight we're gonna start our degenerate gambling podcasting. We're gonna talk NFL futures bets. We're going to discuss the AFC tonight, but before that, we're gonna talk about some Pacers, a little Pacers. As you know, the NBA Summer League is going on in Las Vegas at the Thomas Mack Center. And I went out there for 4 days and got to see the Pacers play twice. Got to see a ton of basketball, and it was amazing. It was on my bucket list to do. I will say it was not great basketball. Did you guys watch any of it?
Watched a bit. Definitely not amazing basketball. It's very like 1980s New York Knicks bully ball.
Yeah.
Not
Sloppy.
the 2020 everybody's jacking threes, moving the ball a lot, but yeah, it is definitely sloppy.
Barry, did you watch any?
No, I did not. I did not get a chance to catch any. You definitely kept me posted over text, though, so
Yeah.
that was appreciated.
Probably
It
a little
was
too much.
play by play.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, not great basketball, but being there, seeing it live, they're mostly all young kids, rookies, first year guys, a handful of second year guys, mostly prospects. But the Pacers, for instance, did send Nembhard, Matherin, Isaiah Jackson, and then all of their draftees and such. But yeah, so let's talk about the Pacers. What did you see, Jameson? Did you get to see the game 1, game 2?
I saw some of game 2. I was flipping back and forth between the U.S. Panama. I should have just not watched that because it was also hot garbage.
Oh God.
But yeah, I saw some of 2. Honestly, the one guy that I thought was pretty impressive is our two-way guy, Sheepway. But like that type of game, he should be impressive because he is a big-bodied man.
He is a man-child.
Yeah,
God,
he's jacked. I don't remember him being that jacked in college. He looks like he's put on 10 pounds, but
yeah, he's a big boy.
I like him. Like he's like we talk a lot about needing a big body defender, somebody that can rebound, somebody that's big and mean. He is that to a T.
To a T.
I like Sheepway. I didn't get to see much else. I mean, I saw Chet Holmgren just
Oh,
eating our lunch.
yeah,
He
that was
is
yesterday.
giant.
He is giant. And he's so skinny, but man, I tell you what,
Fluid.
he was aggressive. And I saw Wembanyama play Sunday night in the game that he actually played well in. But the one thing I noticed, I think I texted you, is he's very weak. Like
Yeah. I watched him play, and he just was getting bullied.
he was getting bullied by 6'8" guys
Right.
that are 6'8" guys who are weight room guys, right? But yeah, he was totally getting pushed out of the box. I mean, he's going to be special. Obviously, he's a freak in person. I mean, it's hard to explain. But anyway, okay, back to the Pacers. My main takeaway from this is that Andrew Nembhard is different from all those other kids that were there. He really impressed me in that I think he's going to be really good, I guess is just the simplest way to put it. And I know he's been showing up in some trade talks about Siakam and such, and man, I hope we don't do that. I hope we keep him. He's fantastic. And he just seemed very mature, calm, controlled the game. I don't think he had a double-double. In the first game, he had like 14 points, 8 assists. Second game, he had 21 points, 7 assists, something like that. But he's just so smooth, and when all these kids are out there just running like raging bulls up and down, he just seemed calm and collected. And then the other one is that I came away from there watching Matherin and thinking, he might be the most competitive person I've ever seen in my life. Like almost to a fault, man. Did you happen to see that second game where and see his stat line?
I did not. Did
Yeah,
not see it.
Well, well, one of you texted me about he had like 17 points on 25% shooting or something.
That
like
was the first game.
Was that the first
That
game?
was the first game.
Yeah, but he had 9 free throws because he just drives the lane with reckless abandon, and he's a little crazy, man. And he was talking shit to people,
Love
like
that.
like summer league, and he's talking shit.
Ron Artest 2.0.
Yeah, that is a good comp, really. Like he's kind of got that same attitude, just like not out of control, crazy, but just like he was someone that I wouldn't want to fight. I can tell you that because he just would never stop.
Do you want to fight any? Nimhard would whip your ass, man.
Yeah.
Old.
Wimby
Yeah.
would
Oh,
whip your ass with
right.
his elbows alone.
Right. Anyway, okay. Another one of the last things here. Isaiah Jackson is, he's an NBA player. What? You don't like Isaiah Jackson?
I've never been a fan of Isaiah Jackson.
Okay. Well, from what I saw,
Summer League.
him on the Summer League, hashtag Summer, him, playing against the kids that I just saw, he was a man among
Different.
boys. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this
dominated.
is his second or third year in the NBA, right?
Second.
Yeah, he should be.
No. It's at least his third.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he's 2 years pro.
Yeah, this is his third.
Okay.
He should be standing out. Like, and if
He
he's
did.
not, then we should cut him.
Well, he did. That's my point.
Okay.
He did stand out
Awesome.
big time. So I don't think
Mad Ants.
he's not an all-star, but he's a
Mad
rotation player.
Would you rather have Isaiah Jackson or Goga on this roster?
Isaiah Jackson, all day.
Isaiah Jackson or Shibwe?
Isaiah Jackson
Isaiah Jackson.
all day.
Yeah.
But I want to go back to the Goga. I mean, there's something to be said for having Goga on the team.
Well, I sent Barry a picture of Goga sitting on the because we played Orlando, and so he was there with the whole Orlando team. That was one of the cool things about being there was a lot of the veteran players were there,
Right.
and they would reserve the front row seats for the teams for the players to sit. But there's Goga sitting there with Paulo Banchero and Cole Anthony and Franz Wagner, and it's clear that Goga is pretty much just a guy that everybody loves. Did you know that Goga is a big Lego guy?
I did not. Him and
Yeah.
Liam would be best friends.
Yeah. Barry, can you expand on the Lego?
I'm not sure if I can expound upon the Legos, but that's a long Goga story right there.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got to save Goga stories for more of a Goga time.
Yeah, it's not Goga time. Yeah,
Yeah,
Goga's
not
a
yet.
big. Barry and I would just sit up in our seats at the Pacers games when it would be slow or a blowout or something, and we would just create stories about how Goga and other teammates would sit in hotel rooms and have Lego building contests and stuff.
I think it is
Right.
documented that he is a Lego addict.
Hardcore
I mean,
Lego
yeah,
head.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
built over 150.
Just went to
in
the
his
Lego
life.
store 3 days ago. Chicago.
Per another fan at Summer League that was a Pacer fan, because I started talking about Goga and Legos, and he said that Miles Turner is also a huge Lego fan. Confirmed on Instagram.
Fantastic. I am glad I know everyone's Lego habits from the Pacers present and past.
Anyway, our guys that should have looked good did, I guess.
Fantastic. Our third-year pro, Isaiah Jackson, at the Summer League.
Hey, I mean, he
Noblesville,
did.
Mad
He
Ant.
should have, and he did. So
Good job, Isaiah.
But really, that's all I've got from the Summer League. I highly recommend
Catch
it.
him at Wolfie's this
What?
fall.
What is it?
Wolfie's up in Noblesville.
Yes.
On the reservoir.
Hanging with the Mad Ants at Wolfie's after their
Oscar
games.
Shibwe.
Yes.
That's right. They will be Noblesville bound, won't they? I bet. So, all right. That's it for Summer League. So let's roll into some NFL football talk. So let's go AFC. We're gonna go through, talk about the win totals, talk about the team a little bit. If there's any fantasy thoughts on that team about their skill positions, and then we're going to pick a division winner for each division in the AFC. We're going to start AFC East Division, Buffalo Bills. And Barry, I know you've got maybe you went through DraftKings, right? You got DraftKings notes.
Correct.
All right, I've got the Caesars Sportsbook lines from today. It's mid-July. So Buffalo Bills, I'm showing right now over 10.5 is the number. The over is juiced to minus 130. The under is juiced to plus 110. If you don't know, plus 110 just means you bet 100 to win 110. Minus 130 means you bet 130 to win 100. So, what do you guys think about that total, and what are your predictions for the Buffalo Bills?
If I'm a betting man, which I've been known to dabble, I take the under. That division is going to be brutal. When the worst team in the division is going to be the Patriots, potentially, like that division is going to be a bloodbath. And I know we're going to get to who we think is going to win the conference and everything like that. But I think if Tua stays healthy, I think the Dolphins win that division and maybe even go to the Super Bowl because that roster and the coach they have, they are stacked. And then you got Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, who probably have one of the best defenses. So, and then the Patriots, who always are going to give, Buffalo did rout them last year, but I would take under 10.5. Buffalo's been really good for a couple of years. They also have some stuff coming out into the season where they're playing it down, but Stephon Diggs is starting to, be that wide receiver diva, getting kicked out of the mandatory minicamp, getting sent home. Josh Allen hasn't been injured ever yet, and the way he plays, I mean,
Don't you wish that upon him?
Don't you do that to Big Josh. But, I mean, the guy plays with reckless abandon. He throws his body into things. If I'm the coach, I wish he'd quit doing that. But I think they're primed to maybe go under that. So if I'm taking the under at plus 110, and I would feel nervous about it with a 17-game season. But I don't know. That's a tough division.
That is the plus 110 is nice.
Yeah.
Barry, what do you think? Over 10.5. Do you have any different numbers?
The same, essentially. It's I don't like giving any money over 10.5 on that. That sounds too much. Under 10.5, though, are you going to bet against Josh Allen and that team to go 9-8?
Negative.
10
or 10-7.
10-7.
Right.
10-7 may win that division.
I think I'm laying off both of those. If I'm on Buffalo at all, I'm over 12.5, getting them plus 225. If you're going to get on Buffalo, you might as well get the plus money.
That's a lot of.
What was that? 12.5. What?
Plus 225.
Yeah. So 13 games. God, that's
13-4.
That's 2 more wins.
I don't totally buy the AFC East strength either, but
the defenses in that division.
So what's your pick on the 10.5, Barry?
oh, I mean, I'll go over 10.5, but I'm not laying 130 or 140 to do it.
I have them going 11-6, so I am an over on that, but just barely.
Just for the listeners out there, my brother literally picked every single game today before we did the pod. He's got an amazing spreadsheet.
Yeah.
of
How
all
else?
his team
How else
picks.
would you formulate a total wins for each team?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kelly's like, "What are you doing?" All right. Buffalo. So, any fantasy thoughts on any of their skill position players? Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen. I am curious. Let me look it up here. Running back. It looks like they're
James Cook,
Dalvin's
brother. I don't understand how they can't. Naheem Hines, Barry's favorite. I don't understand how they don't draft a running back, like a legit.
Well, they did.
James Cook.
Note here, yeah, but they signed Damian Harris off from the Patriots, who he had double-digit touchdowns 2 years in a row, didn't he, for the Patriots?
Yeah, he's like a Swiss Army. He can receive the
Yeah,
ball out of
so-
the backfield, which is they use their
Sneaker!
backs to receive more than they do run.
Sneaker alert. Whoop, whoop. Is there any Mike Devo must-be ballers on this team?
Stephon Diggs,
Booyah. Champ is here.
Dawson Knox.
Yeah, Dawson Knox. He's just so he's more disappointing in more weeks than he is.
Agree. I had him last year.
I know you did. That's why. Gabe Davis. What do we think about him?
Habitual underachiever.
Good in best ball, but he's a tough home league start, I think, in my, All right. Any other notes or comments on Buffalo? If not, let's go down to the New York Jets, who obviously
Jets.
got a new quarterback. The Jets are coming in at, let's see here, Jets 9.5. Over 9.5, minus 135. Under 9.5, plus 115. Thoughts on over 9.5 for the Jets, Barry?
I would say I would take the under, but I'm going to lay off of that one if I'm betting either way.
Jamison?
What did they? How many did they win last year? I can't remember.
I don't necessarily buy the Aaron Rodgers hype, and
Yeah.
does
I
their
think
defense travel? I don't know. I mean,
their defense is good. Their defense is really good, and they had incompetent quarterbacks last year, and I think they won 9 games, didn't they? I don't remember what their record was.
I don't recall. I do know last year they had Zach Wilson and Mike White playing quarterback, and I feel like if they would have had a decent quarterback last year, they would have been two games better.
Yeah, they would have been in the playoffs. Absolutely.
Correct.
They lost Breece Hall, who was having like the first 4 or 5 games of the
Oh,
year. He
yeah,
might have
that's
been the
right.
best running back in the league.
Correct.
And he'll be back from an ACL. Will he be 100% right out of the gate? Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Their wide receivers are not anything to write home about, though.
What's your pick?
Jeez, man, I'd go under.
Under
I think
9.5.
9 and 8.
So Barry under, JMO under. I'm going over. Whoop. Yeah, I've got them coming out of there 10 and 7. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make a big difference. I mean, if you remember when they drafted in Green Bay, Jordan Love, he wasn't he MVP 2 years in a row?
Yes.
I realize he's older now, but the thing is my point is that he's one of those guys. He's just gonna play his ass off because he's gonna want to prove that, what he's gonna want to prove to Green Bay what they're missing. Plus, they've got some sick skill position players, fantasy wise. Garrett Wilson, like that kid, he's someone that I would draft in the second round in fantasy drafts personally. If I got him in the third round, I'd be thrilled.
There'd be some serious roster baiting.
Yes. Yes, exactly. All right, any other New York Jets thoughts? No? All right, let's go to the Miami Dolphins. And Miami is coming in at over 9.5 also. Both minus 110. The over and the under are minus 110. Thoughts on Miami over 9.5?
Over.
Thanks for your pick. Barry?
I would have to go, and I'm going to go under on the Miami Dolphins as well.
Barry's, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Under on the Miami Dolphins.
Jameson is over.
Over.
And I am under. I just, I love their coach. I think he's very genius-y. Shanahan-y. Of course, he's from the Shanahan tree, right? And I love their skill positions. That's just Tua, man. it scares me that he had so many concussions last year. But, before he had his concussions, he was top 5 quarterback in the league. He was amazing.
He was good. They have Mike White from the Jets now as their backup.
Mm-hmm.
Their skill position players are unreal.
Yeah.
They added Jalen Ramsey to, I think, Xavier Howard is their other corner. Like, their 2 corners are probably the 2 best corners in the league.
Yeah.
Their defensive line, they're good everywhere.
It's a tough division to pick.
Yeah.
So it brings us to the last team in this division, the New England Patriots.
Under. I will never pick anything amazing for the Patriots.
The Patriots are over 7.5. The over is actually juiced to plus 100, which that's good value. And the under 7.5 is minus 120. You're both going under on the Patriots.
I'd find the Patriots under 5.5 and take them for plus 210 or something.
I have the Patriots going 10-7. I'm a big over. That might be one of my favorite bets on the board, boys.
Mac Jones
Ferda.
and Ramondre Stevenson.
For the team,
Do
Barry.
they have
Juju Smith-Schuster, their
any,
number
do they
one
have any
receiver.
receivers yet?
Juju.
Or still no.
They got Devontae Parker, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Devontae Parker.
Yes.
Hey, guy.
Tyquan Thornton, number 3 receiver.
Yeah. Ramondre Stevenson, running back. Sick, nasty.
Give me the hard under 5.5 plus 225.
Is that what the 5.5 is plus 225?
Let me look.
5-12.
Yeah.
If they go 5-12, they fire Belichick, which would be just
Yeah, there's been
so
like a
glorious.
little smoke on that front anyway, right? Where Kraft and Belichick are, not so warm and fuzzy anymore. But I don't know. Yeah, they'd have to be really shitty this year. The nice thing is, though, they brought Bill O'Brien back as an offensive coordinator, so they don't have Matt Patricia calling plays anymore. Like, they've got a real offensive coach now. Mac Jones, third year.
I feel like he's a closet Patriots fan.
No, I just think
They've got a last place schedule, and he just kept looking at everything, saying it. They're going to beat Houston.
once I went through
They're
their
gonna beat
schedule,
Cleveland.
yeah, they're going to be 10-7.
They're going to be sick.
Just wait till I pick them to win the division, boys. No, just kidding. We'll see. All right, so
10-7 might get it done.
I love Ramondre Stevenson though, from a fantasy point of view. He's
about the only one on the team, right?
yeah, but he's fantastic. Okay, what about to win this division? We'll start with you, Barry. Who you think's winning the the AFC East division?
Now, Buffalo's the only team that I took over, and they're only plus 120, but I'm going to go ahead and take Buffalo.
Buffalo. Jameson.
Dolphins plus
Miami.
300.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I also am I'm going to pick Buffalo. I think I believe I want to take the Patriots. I really do. I'm probably going to put a bet. The Patriots
Plus 800.
Yeah, let me pull that out real quick. So division, I should have did this first. The odds on the division are Buffalo plus 125 to win the East, the Jets plus 250, the Dolphins plus 300, and the Patriots plus 800. And if I was going to bet on a division winner in this division, the bottom two are who I would bet on, Miami and New England, just because the value is
money.
fantastic. I really do like the Dolphins at plus 300. That's
They have the best roster.
true. It's Tua, right? I mean,
Yes,
for me.
The only reason that they're minus 110 on the over and the under and they're plus 300 is Tua in his health. Like, if he takes one hit to the head, he may be done forever.
This is one of the divisions where I could literally see any of these four teams winning in that division.
Absolutely.
So,
Except
all right.
the Patriots.
Okay. Well, that wraps up the AFC East. King of the North. Okay, let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals over-under win total is 11.5, which is plus 105. The under is minus 125. So the under is actually juiced. That is a lot of games to win. I'll tell you what I have first this time. I actually have them going 12-5, so I am again an over with the Cincinnati Bengals. Gentlemen?
I would take the over, especially getting plus money. Like, the Bengals are probably the second best team in football.
Yeah.
Only team that probably could have beat Kansas City last year in the playoffs.
Almost did.
Well, I guess the Eagles almost did too. But Joe Burrow, love him. Anytime he's on that team, I'm taking the over on that.
Scary Barry?
You have to take the over, like Jamie said, plus money. I mean,
Yep,
with
plus money.
Baltimore, you can take both of them on the over and get plus money on both. So one of them's bound to hit.
Right. Okay. I love it. And of course, as far as fantasy implications, their skill positions are some of the most desirable in fantasy, right? You got two receiver. Chase will go round one. Higgins goes, 2, 3 around the swing there. And what do we know about their running back situation this year?
Joe Mixon.
Is it still?
Yep.
P. Ryan's gone, right?
Yeah, hold on.
He
Let me
is
pull up their
gone.
depth chart.
Samaje P. Ryan.
I thought I read something that they want him to restructure his contract, and if he doesn't, that's going to trigger some sort of something or other. Second running
Some
back for them.
unpleasantness.
Yeah, some unpleasantness is Chase Brown, which I believe he's a rookie, no? And
Never heard of him.
even their third receiver is, I remember burned me last year, Tyler Boyd. Looks like they signed Irv Smith Jr. at tight end. That'd be a sneaky little late round tight end flyer, I believe. Other than that, they are plus 125 to win the division. And the Cincinnati Bengals.
Your Cincinnati Bengals.
Next up, the Baltimore Ravens, who did restructure or
They signed.
yes, thank you, Lamar. So now that that's out of the way, I got to imagine it's going to be a much more, relaxed environment or stable, I guess. Last year seemed like a shit show to me with them, but I have a feeling that's going to go away this year. What do you guys think about Baltimore and their over 9.5? Oh, God, over 9.5 at minus 165.
I've got him here over 11.5 plus 180, and I've got that one with a couple of stars right next to it.
You like that?
Love Baltimore 12-5.
Mm-hmm. So you've got it. Is that an alternate line on DraftKings?
Well, that's an alternate. Those are both weird lines, right?
It is,
I mean,
yeah. So it seems like
what's
10
the
and a half.
9.5 is minus 170.
Yeah, so it seems like 10.5 would be the
Even
number.
money.
Let's
right?
call it 10.5, shall we? What do you think? If the number's at minus 10.5 or over 10.5 wins, I should say, what do you think with that?
This division is also not easy.
Correct.
Lamar's been hurt the last 2 years, the end of the year. He's this team's very similar to the Dolphins. It hinges on that quarterback because, you lose Lamar. Tyler Huntley has proven that he can kind of win some games, but Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, and a old Odell Beckham coming off an ACL are their receivers.
Old Beckham Jr.
Yeah. J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, they're running back. They have Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
And he's coming off a bad injury from last year. He had a hip injury, I think.
Yeah. But they just plug in Isaiah Likely if he's hurt. He was pretty damn good, too.
He's not bad. But I'm going, if we're doing the number at 10.5, I would imagine at 9.5, it's plus 140. I can't even imagine. I would imagine I'm still getting plus money at under 10.5, so I would take under.
Under 10.5 for
They were
James?
10-7 last year.
Yeah. Okay. So over, Barry, is that what I heard from you?
No, I'm taking him over 11.5 plus 180.
Okay, so you're going with the big boy line. Excellent. All right, next up in that division, Cleveland Browns.
The Brownies.
The Brownies, over 9.5 is plus 115. The under is minus 135. So you got to pay some juice if you want to bet them under, boys. What do you think?
And it's 9.5, you said?
Yep. Yeah, remember Deshaun Watson year 2. He's behind all that fondling and dick play is behind him.
Is it?
Is
do,
it?
do we
Is
know
it?
that for a fact?
I mean, we
yet?
don't
Or
know
is
that.
he just finally hired someone and be like, this is what I want,
Right.
period.
Go to Vegas, bro.
Right. God, their receivers suck so bad, too.
Amari Cooper.
Awesome. Mark Cooper is
And the
overrated.
freaking Purdue grad, David Bell.
Isn't he a Warren Central kid?
Yeah, he is, actually.
Yeah. It hinges on Deshaun Watson. Surely he will not be as bad as he was last year. He was putrid. But I'm going under. I don't care if it's minus. If I had to bet it, I would bet the under 9.5. What am I getting? Minus 135.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Barry, 9.5.
No, I'm hammering that under. I'm hammering the under 7.5 plus 200. I don't think they're going to be worth anything this year. They're going to be the same old Cleveland Browns. Prove me wrong, and then we'll
Right.
talk. But
I have
Cleveland
them
is Cleveland.
going. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, I have them going 8-9. So I too am actually a pretty big under. But all three of us under on that. So let's get that line while it's still minus 135. I think I could see them winning 7 games in the division they're in. Any fantasy love for them? Not really, right? Nick Chubb is.
Nick Chubb is the one guy.
But when
Nick
you,
Chubb, if you have to settle at number 10.
yeah, but with him, it's like you got to take him in the early to middle second round, and
It's late first round.
yeah, I just don't.
They got rid of gosh, can't remember his name now.
Although mid first round to mid second round is kind of all
Hunt.
the same.
Yeah, they got rid of Hunt, and so now he's there by himself. Like
Mhm.
Hunt was the one who just
He
he
vultured.
just vultured so much from Chubb. Now he's
Mhm.
gone.
He almost ruined my second RFL championship on your team.
Right.
Thank you, Jason Tucker, you glorious bastard. Let's move
So
on.
Cleveland under 7.5 plus 200, correct?
That's your pick. You're gonna have to give me these after the pod to write them all down, get them logged in, all your alternates. Yeah. I love that you are wearing goth clothing and black makeup when you pick all these. So next on the mic is Pittsburgh Steelers. Are you still a closet Steelers fan, Barry, or is that over?
When was I ever a
Aren't you a
Steelers
Pittsburgh
fan?
Pirates fan and a Pittsburgh
Correct.
Penguins fan? And
Correct.
I just feel like it's
I did
Grandpa
have a Steel,
Rybarski.
Grandpa Rybar, the Polak.
yeah. No, you're
I did have a steel curtain poster in my bedroom, but
Oh, here we go. I know it.
1984, Colts are in town. Bill Brooks, baby, that's my team.
Yeah.
Never look back.
Pittsburgh Steelers are over 9, minus 125, under plus 105. Mike Tomlin has never finished under 500. Is that correct?
Correct.
So that's basically saying that he doesn't finish under 500 again this year. Thoughts on over 9?
Can I say abstain?
You could say push.
I say push. I
Okay.
think they win 9 games.
Okay.
They were 9-8 last year. They're not any better this year.
Yeah. That's fair.
But
yeah,
it's the
push
Steelers.
Push is a call.
The Steelers, they're gonna win 9 games.
It is one of the only lines on this sheet that isn't a half. Yeah. It's funny. Barry, over 9.
Give me the under.
Under. I too feel like it's on. I think this will be Tomlin's first year to go under 500. I am under. I have him going 8-9. 1 game under. Fantasy implications. Najee Harris. I had him on my team in the RFL last year with a trade from Big Brain, and he was underwhelming to say the least. I do love. Is it Pickett, the receiver?
Pickens.
Pickens.
Pickett's the quarterback.
Pickett's the quarterback. Pickens is the receiver. That's the kind of a really made in heaven click clack. No, click clack. Pickens and Pickett.
Made in heaven.
Is that a bad fantasy joke?
That was not good. Pickens is good, though. Pickens is good.
You're good.
But I had Deontay Johnson. You want to talk about underwhelming.
Yeah.
Ugh, he was so frustrating.
Yeah.
And Pickett won't even look at him. He only got catches when Trubisky would play.
Don't even look at me. But let's all just go ahead and say that we love and would want all of our male children to become like Pat Fryermuth.
Or Chris Cooley.
Chris Cooley.
Does Fryermuth remind you of your Cooley days, Barry?
It's the poor man's Chris Cooley.
Chris Cooley.
I discovered Pat Fryermuth. He was a waiver wire acquisition a couple of years ago, and he almost got me into the playoffs that year.
Yeah, I remember he got hot, didn't he, at the end? He's hot.
The 2 weeks prior to when I picked him up.
All right, so let's move on to the division. Like I said, Cincinnati Bengals plus 125, Baltimore Ravens plus 275, Cleveland Browns plus 380, Pittsburgh Steelers plus 500. And I guess the question is do either one of you think the Bengals won't win that division?
No. That's the only bet in this division, in my opinion.
Barry.
Baltimore plus 275. I'm all over that one.
Okay, so
I've only got him plus 220 at DraftKings. It looks like I'm going to have to make a trip to Shelbyville.
Shelbyville, Caesars. I like Cincinnati, but just barely. Barry, I'm with you. I really that plus 275 with the Ravens is pretty sexy because I could see them really coming out of their shell this year. And Jameson, you like Cincinnati?
Bengals.
You can get Cincinnati plus 150 on DraftKings, so sprinkle a little side.
Sprinkle it. All right. Next division. Let's move on. Let's save the best for last, and let's do the AFC West next. When I say the best for last, I mean the Colts division, obviously. The South. The dirty South. AFC West. Let's start with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Champs.
Champs are here. Kansas City Chiefs over 11.5 minus 145. Under 11.5 plus 125. What say you, Barry?
Give me the over just because I have to.
Not a strong feeling, or
You're just not going to bet against the Chiefs, but
right?
I mean, I'm not going to. I'm laying off that one all the way. Who wants to lay 140 for 11.5?
Yeah, I feel like betting over 11. I'm gonna take the. Hold on, let me look at my handy dandy sheet here. 12. Yeah, I've got them winning 12 games, so I'm in over as well. And Jameson.
I think that's an easy over. Their division sucks. I mean, you're looking at 5-1 probably in that division alone. I don't. That's their. Now they are slowly getting picked apart. Like now their receivers are Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Marquez Valdez Scantling, Rasheen Rice. So their receivers are basically Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I agree. Their receivers are very underwhelming. Kadarius Toney has the long shot ability to be like win your league for you if you get him in the 6th, 7th round.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then Marquez Valdez Scantling.
He could win a week for you. If
He
he
could
just
win a
has
week for
good
you.
week,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's
he's not consistent.
good way to put it. Win a week for you. Tony has, I think, the ability to win a league for you.
He could,
Yeah.
but I mean, he did nothing. He was there last year, and he played in some games, and it wasn't impressive.
Another, I hate that we given talking about this on the pod and with maybe some of our RFL buddies listening, but I like Isaiah Pacheco.
Well, yeah, he's in the Chiefs' offense, and he's good.
He's very hot. So, Barry, any fantasy stuff, Chiefs? No?
Patrick Mahomes,
He's decent.
is he good?
Obviously. He was on Devo's team last year, right?
Mike
As the
Devo.
champ. Mike Devo. Where does Patrick Mahomes go in the draft in our league? Round 2? Round 1?
Late round 1, early round 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay, let's go to the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert. Love Justin Herbert. He got hurt last year, right? Broken ribs or cracked ribs or something.
Yeah.
Game 2 or 3. I think that affected him all year, in my opinion. They are, let's see here, Los Angeles Chargers over 9.5 minus 130, under 9.5 plus 110. Jameson, do you
Over.
You like the over?
I like the over. They are habitual underachievers. They underachieved last year in 110 games. I think they're going to be better. They did keep Austin Eckler, who's playing for a contract still. Keenan Allen it's amazing that dude still plays. Mike Williams was injured too, so like they have the injury problems. I do love the tight end Gerald Everett. He is a sneaker tight end.
Sneaker.
But I think they go over. I think they win 11 games.
11 games. All right. Well, that's if you think they win 11 games, that's a strong over. Barry, what do you say?
Oh, definitely over as well. Not only 11, but over 11.5 or plus 300.
Ooh,
That alternate
I
line.
kinda
I
like
think
that.
12 and 5 plus 300 sounds very sexy.
Okay, and then fantasy-wise, like you, Jameson, you mentioned they kept Eckler. But does he have a contract, or is he on the franchise tag? Do you know?
I think he might be franchise.
I think so too. So he may be still on the team, but not necessarily happy. is, I guess, my point.
But available at number 4 in the fantasy football league draft.
Right. Their receivers are guys that, man, they'd have to be some really good value for me to take them. They're guys I just don't want on my team. I don't know why that is. It's, I mean, they're
If I
like
took any of them, I'd take Keenan Allen.
just because of the consistency in the catches, and he's kind of like I'm gonna get hurt probably 6 games, but when he's healthy, he's poor man's Cooper Kupp, without the touchdowns.
I mean,
He
whatever.
just catches 10 balls, I guess is my point a week. Next on the list, the Denver Broncos with a new head coach, Sean Payton. How much of a difference is Sean Payton going to make? Over 8.5?
Minimal. Give me the under.
Barry with the under. Does not think.
Like Aaron Rodgers, I think Russ is washed up. But
Yeah.
both those teams, the under, one of them's bound to hit.
Let me see here. The Denver Broncos. The under is juiced just a little, -115. I love the under. It's one of my favorite bets. I have them going 6-11, so I have them going 2.5 games under that. Jameson.
I'm going to go contrarian. I think Sean Payton isn't just known for good quarterback play. Like, if you ever watch the Saints, they ran the shit out of the ball.
Yeah.
I think they'll run the ball pretty well, and their defense was really good last year. So if he can just make the offense competent, like they lost so many games because they were completely and totally incompetent. Their receivers they might have the best receiving core in that division with Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton. That tight end they have, I think it was underutilized. That
Dulcich, yeah.
Yeah, good player.
Hamlin, I think, is healthy again.
I'm gonna take, what is the over under on him?
8.5.
8.5. I'll say 9-7.
Okay.
Laying 105.
Laying the wood. 9-7.
9-8.
9-8.
9-8. Yeah, one game over
17
500 for
one.
Sean Payton. I'm good with that.
Yeah. So you mentioned the receiving core. You like it. Running back, Javonte Williams. I guess it just depends on how healthy he is. I mean,
Samaje Perine to Denver. I love Samaje. Like, I think that will hurt the Bengals.
Is that a Clay Davis that you just dropped right there?
That's she. It is a Clay Davis. Well played, Barry. Yeah. I love the wire. Raiders, last team in this division. They are over 7.5 wins.
Hard under.
Me too.
Under 5.5 plus 175 is the play.
Yeah, they might be the worst team in football.
Agree. I have them
Other
going.
than Houston.
I have them going 5-12. So I think we're all under on that,
And Josh Jacobs said he will not play without a new contract.
right?
If he doesn't play, they may not win 3 games.
What's their coach's name? The new Patriots guy.
Josh McDaniels?
Josh McDaniel. He'll either be fired mid-season or at the end of the year, is my opinion. Yeah. Just
Blessing in disguise when he turned the Colts down.
#blessings. Yeah, no doubt. For real.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. One more division to go in this AFC. We have the AFC South, home of your Indianapolis Colts. Let's start off with the favorites. Or no, I'm sorry. We got to pick that division winner in the AFC West.
We do.
So I think it's an obvious pick, but let's go through it. Kansas City -160, Chargers +325, Broncos +475, Las Vegas Raiders +1,500. I mean Chiefs all the way. The Chargers could potentially, I guess, challenge them for it if they get out of their own way. But I like the Chiefs.
I ain't no chalk-eating weasel, so I'll just go with the Chargers for a few bucks plus 325.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Barry. I take the Chargers at +325 if I have to bet this division. At some point, the Chiefs have to fall off. They just do.
Yeah.
Is this the year that Kelsey slows down a little bit? Like, it seems to never happen. But he's getting old, man, and they have used the crap out of him. If Kelsey gets hurt or Mahomes misses any games, the Chargers win the division.
Yeah, the only game Kelsey's ever missed was because of COVID, and I don't think he's slowing down yet. But you never know. Yeah, I mean, you never know. All right, moving on to the AFC South. Let's start with Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jaguars, which is crazy that the Jacksonville Jaguars are favored in this division. Over 10, both are over and under are minus 110.
Jacksonville's the most favored team to win a division.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Just
Minus
saw.
185.
That's crazy.
So Jacksonville is that much better than the Colts in Tennessee that Kansas City is in San Diego.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about 10 wins for them?
I think that's an over. Our division might be the worst division in football. What's the money on our 10 minus? Why they're minus 110, 10 wins either way. I would hammer that over.
I have them winning 10, so that is actually a push for me. Barry?
I found them at under 9.5 plus 130, and I like that number.
You over 9.5 plus 130?
Under 9.5 plus 130.
You like the under then? Under 10 you love then?
Yes.
Okay.
Just give me the 9.5.
That's funny.
let's
We
get
got a
plus
push,
money.
an over, and an under. That's some good diversity on that one. Fantasy-wise, Travis Etienne. What's their receiving core? Help me out on that one.
Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk,
God, I forgot about
Zay
Ridley.
Jones, Evan Ingram, tight end.
That Evan Ingram, I picked him up off the trash heap like week 10 last year, and God, he blew up at the end. He's one of the reasons I ended up doing as well as I did at the end of the year. Evan Ingram. He had like a 30-point week. I don't know. I think it was against Big Brain, which, you know.
That always makes it better.
And here's the thing. I have to go back and check this, but I think it was against Big Brain, and I think he was on his roster like the week before, and he dropped him.
That probably makes sense.
I'll have to check that. Don't quote me yet. But
I mean, they're pretty good, skill position wise.
Let's go Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are over 7.5, which is plus 120. God, they think the Titans are going to suck. Under 7.5, minus 140.
I think they are. They went 7-10 last year. I think they're coached way too well to do that again. I love their coach. I don't know why. Maybe it's from the COVID draft where his kids were showing out.
His kids were hilarious.
My God, they were amazing. But they have Derrick Henry. Now you want to talk about some shitty wide receivers? Wow.
Treylon Burks is not bad.
Treylon Burks, Nick Westbrook-Ikini, Kyle Phillips, Chris Moore. Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's worse than the Colts.
Oof, that's rough. The Colts receivers are actually decent.
I know.
That could be the worst receiving core in the league, though. So Look,
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna. Man, that's a brutal receiving core. I'm going under.
I am too. Just barely. I haven't won in 7 games, so I have them under by a half. Barry, what say you?
I would lay off this all the way, but if you're making me pick, I'm taking under as well.
Under. Under it is. And yeah, just kind of Jameson summed up their fantasy pretty well with Derrick Henry and a shitty receiving core. Who's their quarterback going to be? I mean, obviously Tannehill starts the year, but then it'll be interesting to see if Levis gets in. Like, if Tannehill starts slow and they bring Levis in, or I guess the kid they drafted last year has been outplaying
they spent
Levis.
second-round picks
Malik
Willis
Malik
and
Willis.
then Will Levis in back-to-back years. So
Yeah.
and Malik Willis is very Anthony Richardson-esque as far as athleticism.
Yeah, but
And
he played last year, dude. He was horrible.
not good.
Horrible.
I agree.
Yeah, but if Tannehill goes out after 4 or 5 games because of injury or because they bench him, I could see them like tanking on purpose.
Yeah.
So I love that under. Now that I think about it. So let's talk Texans. Houston Texans. The Houston Texans are, where you at? Under, over 6.5, plus 120. Under 6.5, minus 140. What do you think about that? Over 6.5.
Hard under.
Yeah, I agree. I'd
I,
lay.
mean,
I'd
I could
bet-
see him winning 3 or 4, which you can get under
Mhm.
4.5 plus 240.
I have them going under as well.
under 4.5 is plus 240. I would probably still hammer that. 6.5. There's no way this team wins 7 games. Not a chance. Not a chance.
6.5. Yeah, that's a big number for them, in my opinion. I mean, what makes them better than what?
C.J. Stroud.
No, please.
They do. I do love Damian Pierce. Like he was a good
Yeah,
running back.
true.
Um,
They signed Dalton Schultz. He'll
they
be
do
good.
have an Alabama kid that didn't play last year because of leukemia, John Mechie, who is a hell of a receiver.
Right.
Dalton Schultz is pretty good as a tight end. They're starting to piece together a bit of an offense. I don't remember their line being worth a shit though.
Hard under.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Last but not least, the Indianapolis Colts. New quarterback, new coach,
New quarterbacks.
new quarterbacks. Yeah, the mustache is here. Anthony Richardson, the franchise pillar, foundation of our football team for the next 15 years. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. We are over 6.5, which is juiced, minus 125. Under 6.5, plus 105. And I didn't mean to, but I got real homery on my.
So did I.
I have them going 10-7. Like, I love the over, and I'm gonna bet it.
They have the same number as Houston. Yes, it is juiced, but they're both 6.5. I mean, come on.
Right.
Yeah, Houston hard under, Colts hard over, and
And-
you can get them over 8.5 or plus 245. So,
Yeah.
I mean, 9 and 8.
I think the Colts. I don't know how our line went from the best line in football to probably one of the shittiest lines I've seen in a while.
Matt
Like,
Ryan can't move.
Well, is it just Matt Ryan, or did we have a turnstile at left tackle? Like, once we lost Costanzo, that did not help us at all.
Yeah.
Now, to that being said, Matt Ryan was not good at all. And I do kind of love Gardner Minshew. I think he can play. I mean, we saw him play last year for the Eagles. Obviously, the Eagles was a pretty talented roster, but like we watched him on Christmas Eve, and he lit up the Cowboys, who's
Yeah.
a damn good defense. So I think he could win us some games. I don't think, based on what I've read recently, Anthony Richardson will not be starting the season for us.
Oh, really?
Oh no, it hasn't been good from what I've read. So even Irsay has been like, yeah, he needs to play, but well, it's up to the coach now. Where Irsay out of the gate was like, he's playing.
Doubling it. Doubling.
Yeah, so I think we'll see a good dose of Gardner Minshew in the first 5-6 weeks. With
Hell,
some-
he could win the division.
He could win the division. I mean, we're the second best roster in my opinion. Jacksonville has any struggles at all, we could sneak up, and I'm going over. I'm a Colts fan. Hello.
Yeah.
Now I think 10-7 might be a wee bit home under
Woo.
Schlee.
Well, a lot of that has to do with how weak our schedule is. I mean, Jacksonville, Houston, first 2 games, both winnable. One's at home, one's away. We play the Rams, who, in my opinion, could end up being the worst team in the league. Tennessee, we've covered that. They're bad. We play Cleveland, New Orleans.
I love that we get the Jags twice real early. Like if we win that opener,
Look, pull up our schedule. Look at our
I'm
schedule.
looking at the
It's
schedule.
weak.
It's not good.
It's weak.
But we get the Jags the 1-2 times in the first 6 games. So if we split with them 1-1.
Yeah.
We won our home game against the Jags, which we should have beat their ass last year. We just blew it. Thank you, Matt Ryan. You suck.
Behead Trevor Lawrence.
And I think a lot of it is also going to come down to how healthy is Shaq Leonard for us, because he makes a huge difference when he plays. Yeah, I mean, our schedule's not. I mean, what, the Bucks? Are you serious? Sick. They're gonna be so good, the Buccaneers.
Right.
Who's their quarterback?
Yeah, it's
Baker.
I mean, we'll do the NFC next, but I have Tampa Bay going 2-15.
Yeah, we finish out. I mean, you throw out the Bengals. It goes Patriots, Bucks, Titans, Bengals, Steelers, Falcons, Raiders. We can finish strong.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong.
I love
I
it.
still think
Chuck
10-7's a
Jones.
little wee bit homery.
Yeah, no, I
But over 8.5 plus 245 sounds.
Yeah, 9
Sexy.
wins, 9-8,
9-8 is
plus 240.
Totally
I
doable.
do like that.
yeah. I'm gonna put a small amount of cash on the over.
Right now, as we speak. Is that
You
legal?
got you do have
Are
your
we
phone
allowed
in
to do
hand.
that?
I'm like talking myself into a freaking stack on it over.
Right. Drop a dime on it. I put a dime on it.
No.
No, you have
No.
5 on it, Dan. 5. I've got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it.
There
no,
you go.
please.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Yeah. So division winner. Let's go.
Oh yeah. Damn.
I wouldn't take Jacksonville at minus 185.
No,
Just wouldn't.
let's
You're paying the same amount you're paying to take Kansas City. That seems a wee bit.
I mean, our
ridiculous
division
to me.
Yeah, it does because Kansas City's division isn't awesome either. So, I mean, you get the Colts at plus 560.
Hey, consider it done.
I mean, I know I
You
am
have
a
5
Colts,
on it.
but Tennessee's. I think you were right. Where Tennessee has that potential. Like if it doesn't go well early, why not just? I mean, to me, the quarterback coming out in the draft this year is the best one. He's better than Bryce Young, in my opinion. But so why not tank for
The
that
USC
guy?
kid?
I love that guy.
Yeah.
And if if you start out 1-3, why not just like throw in the towel
Yeah.
for him? If you're Tennessee, you need a quarterback.
Derrick Henry sets.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised they trade Henry too.
I have a feeling there. Yeah, that trading. That's another good call. I have a feeling there. What they do this year is going to be very fragile. Like it won't take much for them to just be like, we're done.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
It'd have to go really well right from the beginning. For
Texans
them
aren't going
try.
to win this division, so it's to me it's a 2-horse race. Pardon
Yeah.
the pun, Colts. And at plus 560, give me the Colts. Write it down. Book it. Write it down in your Google sheet.
I'm doing it. I'm taking the Colts too. Barry, you want Jacksonville, bud?
No.
Duval
I make
County.
myself clear. No, give me the Colts. I'm very homerish, but hey.
Hey, this is the Indy OnlyFans pod.
Right.
But I feel
And that's where the value is. It's taking the homer goggles aside. That's
it is
where the value is.
this year. Yeah, I've bet on the Colts to win division and to go over in years past where it was a ridiculous. But I actually feel like that it is the responsible thing this year. It's good value on the division, and the over I think is way under what it should be. Like that whole division, the Jaguars are by far the most stable team. Good coach, good quarterback, good skill players. But all the other 3 teams, it's just going to depend on the quarterback play and the line play. We could win the division, though. Book it. Well, that wraps up the AFC.
Are we going to do who wins the conference?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Do officially wrap up. I have the Phil Conley #foreskin picks for the AFC. Phil likes in the AFC North the Baltimore Ravens. Why? Because of Jim Harbaugh, he says. I don't know why Jim Harbaugh matters, but Harbaugh. AFC South, he likes the Jags. Unconventional defense, schemes, plus Doug Peterson.
He's a big coach guy.
Yeah, coach guy. That makes sense. It's AFC East. He likes the Bills. Every other team is a gimmick, plus Sean McDermott, another coach. AFC West. Ooh, here's a sneaker. He likes the Broncos. He said they feel like the AFC version of the Bears to me, especially on D. And a little teaser for what he likes in the NFC will come on the NFC pod. People, please control yourselves.
Might be the Bears.
So before we go, let's pick the who we think will win the AFC conference and represent us in the Super Bowl. Barry, do you have the odds on that?
Yeah, I do. We'll just go right down by division. Buffalo plus 500. Miami plus 1,100. Jets plus 1,100. For you, Dan, New England plus 3,500.
Right.
Cincinnati plus 550. Baltimore plus 1,100. We don't need to talk about Pitt or Cleveland, right? Okay. Kansas City plus 330. San Diego plus 1,300. Denver plus 2,500. Fast forward past Oakland / Las Vegas. Jaguars plus 1,200. Titans plus 5,500. Colts plus 7,000.
7,000. That's my pick. No, just kidding.
Sign me up for Baltimore plus 1,100.
So Barry is picking Baltimore for the conference winner.
I'm on that Phil Connolly tip right now.
Yeah. I think that's a good pick. Jameson, who do you like?
Man. If I was going to bet it because of the money, I would take the Dolphins plus 1,100. Who do I actually think is going to win it? I would take Cincy at plus 550.
Yeah.
The Bengals are nasty.
I also am taking Cincinnati. I think this is their year. And if I was going to take anybody other than Cincinnati, I would take the Bills. I just think that Kansas City, I think it's going to be hard to do it 2 years in a row. And I think this is the year since Burrow's the difference. Burrow can beat Mahomes, and he's got the weapons.
Agree.
So Cincinnati for me, Cincinnati for Jameson, Ravens for Barry, and Phil. So AFC, folks, bet responsibly or don't.
We could list off all the numbers and websites for all the state gambling places like most podcasts do, but we won't.
Right, because they don't give us any money yet.
You guys already know where it is anyway, so.
Yep. We'll see you next time for the NFC. Peace.
Late.